The air crackled with an ominous energy, as if the very heavens were mourning. Dust choked the thirsty air, swirling in chaotic eddies, obscuring the once clear skies. Kurukshetra, once a field of golden promise, was now a graveyard, a silent witness to the horrors of war. The cries of dying men echoed through the desolation, a haunting symphony of pain and loss. Among them, a son fell, his dreams and hopes extinguished in an instant. Abhimanyu, Arjuna's son, trapped, betrayed, and brutally slain, his bravery unmatched even in his final moments. His heart, pierced by countless arrows, mirrored the shattered heart of his father Arjuna. News reached Arjuna, a whisper at first, then a roar. The world blurred as the weight of the loss settled in. His boy, his brave boy, gone. The realization hit him like a thunderbolt, leaving him numb. Grief threatened to consume him, a raging inferno that burned with the intensity of 1,000 suns. But from the ashes of despair rose a vow, cold and hard as steel, forged in the fires of his anguish. Jayadratha, the man who orchestrated Abhimanyu's demise, would see the sun set on his life. Arjuna's resolve was unbreakable, his purpose clear. By the sun's descent he dies. The sky, painted in hues of gold and crimson, bore witness to the solemn vow. Arjuna's voice, usually a melody, was now a rasping thunder. It echoed across the battlefield, a sound that sent shivers down the spines of those who heard it. His eyes, reflecting the fading light, held the cold promise of death. They were the eyes of a father who had lost everything, now driven by a singular purpose. The vow hung in the air, heavy and absolute. It was more than just words, it was a binding contract with destiny. It was a promise to a dead son, a challenge to fate itself. Arjuna's heart ached with the weight of his loss, but his resolve was unbreakable. The news spread like wildfire. Every corner of the camp buzzed with the tale of Arjuna's vow, a story that would be told for generations. The Pandava camp trembled with a mix of fear and hope. Soldiers whispered among themselves, wondering if Arjuna could truly achieve the impossible. Could he, against all odds, fulfill this impossible vow? The weight of expectation bore down on him, but he stood undeterred. Jayadratha, shielded by the might of the Kaurava army, seemed untouchable. The enemy's defenses were formidable, a wall of steel and determination, but they did not know the depth of a father's wrath. Arjuna's fury was a force of nature, unstoppable and relentless, driven by love and loss. The Kaurava army moved like a giant serpent, its scales glinting in the dying sunlight. The formation was both mesmerizing and terrifying, a testament to their strategic prowess and the deadly intent behind their movements. At its heart lay Jayadratha, shielded by layers of warriors. He was the key to their defense, the linchpin holding the formation together, and his presence was a beacon of strength for the Kaurava forces. Every step for Arjuna was a battle. He faced countless foes, each more determined than the last, their weapons clashing in a symphony of war. Each fallen enemy fueled his resolve. The sight of his comrades' sacrifices only strengthened his determination, pushing him to fight harder and faster. He moved like a wraith, his arrows reaping a bloody harvest. His skill with the bow was unmatched, each shot finding its mark with deadly precision. Yet time slipped away, each grain of sand a precious jewel. The urgency of the moment weighed heavily on him, every second bringing the sun closer to the horizon. The sun dipped lower, painting the sky in hues of blood and fire. The battlefield was bathed in an eerie glow, the shadows growing longer and more menacing. Hope, like a flickering flame, threatened to die. The weight of the battle and the passage of time bore down on Arjuna, testing his spirit and resolve. But beside him stood Krishna, charioteer and god, his calm gaze holding the promise of a storm. His presence was a source of unwavering strength, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there was still hope and a chance for victory. Hope in the setting sun. Krishna spoke, his voice cutting through the din of battle. "Look, Arjuna! He pointed towards the west, where a mountain range, shrouded in shadow, seemed to consume the sun. An illusion, a trick of light, orchestrated by the divine, brought despair in the Kaurava ranks and a collective gasp from the Pandavas. Jayadratha, believing himself safe, emerged from his cocoon of warriors, a fatal mistake as Arjuna saw him, a lone figure silhouetted against the dying sun. The world held its breath. Time slowed as a hush fell over the battlefield. All eyes were on Arjuna, the bowstring singing a song of vengeance as he drew it taut. The arrow, tipped with divine energy, blazed a trail of fire across the twilight sky and found its mark. Jayadratha's death cry was swallowed by the silence that followed as the sun dipped below the horizon, taking with it the life of Arjuna's enemy. The vow was fulfilled, and victory, drenched in blood and tears, belonged to the Pandavas. On the blood-soaked field of Kurukshetra, under a silent sky, stood a father. The victory brought no joy, only a bittersweet ache. The vow, etched in blood and sorrow, stood as a testament to his love. It echoed through ages, a chilling reminder of a father's wrath and a warrior's resolve. What does this tale tell us about duty, love, and the cost of war? The Mahabharata whispers its timeless truths. Are you listening?